Welcome everyone to the rally for downtown Messina. So I am Matt LeBeer, trustee and deputy mayor for the Village of Messina, and on behalf of Mayor Currier and the Downtown Revitalization Initiative Committee, we really want to thank you for coming out tonight and showing your support for our community and for our downtown. So we have a kind of a theme for what we want to talk to you about tonight. We're going to talk to you about the history and heritage of this downtown. We're also going to talk to you about the present success that is happening downtown, the sparks that have really been taken off lately. And then we're going to speak to the future. We're going to speak to the future of the downtown core, the important role that it plays in this community, and our plans to apply for the Downtown Revitalization Initiative Grant, otherwise known as the DRI. So, what is the DRI? That's a question I've been hearing a lot lately as this has gotten out more to the general public. The DRI was introduced by Governor Cuomo in 2016. It's actually a program that's designed to spur investment downtown throughout New York State. This is actually the third round of the DRIs. And what happens is one community in each of the 10 regional economic development zones is awarded a $10 million grant. It's a competitive process. It requires a comprehensive grant to be submitted, application. But what happens is the Downtown Revitalization Initiative actually provides a comprehensive approach to improving the physical, social, and economic climate of the communities that it's awarded to. Now, the intention of the DRI is to provide funding that can help communities on the cusp of economic and downtown revitalization tip over into sustained prosperity. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment. I'm actually going to repeat it. The intention of the DRI is to provide funding that can help communities on the cusp of economic and downtown revitalization tip over into sustained prosperity. When you think about that, take a look around our downtown core. See what's been happening. See the existing businesses that have been here for a long time being joined by new businesses. Look at the buildings that are now being renovated and restored and see that we really are moving forward. And this is where the DRI can come into play. It's not the only tool to complete our revitalization, but it certainly could be a very valuable one should we achieve winning the grant. So there is real progress, as I mentioned. And, obviously, there's always a naysayer. The naysayer might say, what about that building? What about that issue? What about that problem? But that's exactly the point of the DRI. It's not to ignore problems or work that's still to be done. We know there's still work to be done. This DRI that we're going after, this grant, if we're able to secure it, other grants, other private investment, that's what's going to take care of these issues. We need to keep moving forward, and using the DRI would be a huge tool to help us truly transform and complete the transformation of downtown. So, why downtown core? Well, not only does it have a huge history, but any community that's undergone significant economic change, that has seen slowdowns and turnarounds, any community that's done that will tell you the importance that a vibrant downtown community played in that restoration. The DRI assists not only with restoration of buildings and attracting new businesses, it helps with other areas as well. It assists with the creation of green spaces. It assists to help create open areas for the arts, for culture. That's not only important to existing community members, but it's also crucial if we want to bring other people in. So we know Messina is a great place to live, work, play, great friends, family, community. But we also need to get other people to come in and recognize all that's in the community, downtown and otherwise. So to complete the most effective DRI application, we needed a few things. We needed a very active, knowledgeable DRI committee, which we have and has been working very hard. We also need an informed, supportive public. And that's why it is so awesome to see all of you guys here tonight. It really is. So as we look forward to submitting our official application, we felt as a committee that it was absolutely crucial that we have that true appreciation of our history, of where we are, and where we're going to take this community in this downtown. So that has been a theme of ours as we moved along, and it's a theme that we're going to continue on with tonight. So with that in mind, we want you to hear from a few of our other community members. We're going to start with actually talking about the heritage, the past, the history of downtown. So, our first speaker is a person that grew up in the downtown as a resident, at her parents' business, and eventually becoming a business owner herself in the downtown core. Our first speaker knows very well the history of downtown. I ask you to please welcome Miriam Catapano.
I'm waiting to hear my voice come back at me, so thank you, Matt. Good evening, everyone. I want to share with you what downtown Messina was and can become again, and what it meant to me growing up here. My roots are here in downtown. My family came to Messina in 1914. They settled on Water Street, where the banks are now. My grandfather Klopman worked hard with his horse and wagon, collecting scrap and trading furs. In 1929, they opened Klopman's Furniture. A house, their home, was on Water Street, with a store on one side and the scrapyard on the other. As I said, my roots are in downtown Messina. My father moved the business to Main Street in 1956, and I grew up hanging around downtown. In fact, my girlfriends and I loved pretending we were mannequins in the big store window. On Saturdays, we loved walking downtown and visiting with everyone. Downtown Messina was the heart of our community, with crowded streets, wonderful, friendly shopkeepers, 3 soda fountains, restaurants, and our beautiful theater. 3 soda fountains, and you still had to wait your turn to get a seat sometimes. Downtown was not just a destination for shopping and commerce, but it was the social center of our community. On Friday night, you could hardly move on the streets. Everyone was out visiting and shopping. Didn't matter. Summer, winter, the seasons just didn't matter. Events were held downtown. Some of you here, and I see a lot of you here actually that will remember old-fashioned days, Midnight Madness, car shows, Christmas caroling, Santa downtown, and many more. Downtown was where you met and saw old friends, and you made new ones. I was so excited to see the upcoming downtown movie night. It's events like this which bring the spirit back to downtown and to Messina. Coupled with the physical revitalization, anything is possible here. As a family business, our customers were not just shoppers, but they were our friends. The atmosphere downtown was social, commercial, and very healthy. What was different? People shopped local. It was not easy to travel to shop. There was no internet. There were a variety of stores here offering everything a family could possibly need, and the residents recognized downtown as the heart of our community. With the efforts of Tim, the downtown revitalization, the younger generation of entrepreneurs making a commitment to downtown, downtown can again be the heart of our community. Times have changed. It may not look the same, but it can again be a destination for commerce and events. A social place, every age group can shop, enjoy the atmosphere, and be welcome. To quote Cheers, it can again become a place where everyone knows your name.
Thank you, Miriam. Great perspective and knowledge of the history and past of downtown, something we must always keep in mind. Our next speaker, along with his wife, owns 2 businesses in the downtown area. He was born and raised here, moved away, but then they made the decision to return to their hometown and open these businesses. Please welcome Toby Viola.
I wouldn't believe in years that I'm going to be standing here speaking to all of you. If you told me this 5 years ago, I would have never thought this was happening. But this is extremely exciting for me and for my family. Is this good? I actually don't even need this, I don't think. Anyway, I was born and raised in Messina, New York. Downtown was where we hung out. Tony's Pizza, movie theater, dances at the town hall. My family had a restaurant, Toby's, no relation to me, oddly enough, on the corner. But everything we did revolved around downtown. And you knew you were old enough when you could actually come down here by yourself. First it was my parents that would bring me down, and then my brothers got to bring me down, and then when I was old enough, I could come down myself. But like many kids, after I graduated high school, I went to college, and I moved away. And I moved away for 25 years. And looking back on it, I can't believe it was 25 years ago that I was gone. I came home for holidays and special events, but I saw the landscape of downtown change in that 25 years. After that 25 years, the last 12 I spent in Syracuse. That's where I met my wife, Lisa, and that's where we got married. And towards the tail end of that, I decided to make a big career change and go from food and wine, which had been my whole life, into insurance. And the company I was working with said, where in New York State do you want to move? Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, Ithaca, they named everywhere. I said, how about Messina, New York? And they said, too small, too far north. We waited a few months. I kept selling, hard push. What about Messina, New York? Finally, I sold them on allowing me to come and open my business downtown Messina. And I'd always thought if I did come back and open a business, this is exactly where I wanted to have it. That was sell number one. That was an easy sell. The harder sell was talking my wife, whose hometown was Syracuse, into moving to Messina. That was the hard sell. Her only requirement in moving to Messina with me was if she could have her own business downtown as well. So of course I said, yeah, you can have anything you want. Well, we got lucky. We won. I won my double argument. My company elected to move here to Messina with me. My wife, Lisa, was able to open her business. That was chapter 2. That was the difficult work. The last step is what's happening right now. After we've been open for 3 years in downtown Messina, we've exceeded our own goals that we'd set for ourselves. Which, you always set your goals high. I always do. And we beat them all. And then, importantly to me, I was able to beat my company's goals in downtown Messina, a town I had to sell them on. So now we look around, we say, if we could do it, it was easy for us. The meeting with our attorney, our accountants, the bank, everything was an easy process, meeting with the town. And we were very surprised. So we're a standard you can go by if you ever want to open a business downtown. So one of the things that I got excited about now that I think about this last 3 years, in 25 years, I could never walk to work. I had to get my car and go somewhere. I finally live somewhere where I can actually walk to work if I would like to. And when I walk outside of my business, I can see my attorney's office, my accountant's office, the bank I make my deposits at, the studio who did my headshots. There we go. The post office, places I can walk to every day, which is really exciting. And of course, I can look up and see my wife's business up the street, Viola Pilates, makes me excited. And so I see the opportunity of downtown Messina growing. And since we've opened our businesses, more have come. And being on the DRI, we're seeing a lot more potential for downtown going all the way to the waterfront. So I want everyone to be positive. It's a hard thing because there's a lot of negativity out there, but if we can all be positive and support this movement, support current downtown Messina and its businesses, and we all have a front row seat to what this is. Let's all get in the seat and watch this happen, embrace it, and I'm along for the ride with you all, and I appreciate you listening to me tonight. Thank you.
Okay, so you've heard from someone with the history of downtown. You've heard about some of our current downtown business owners. Now we have a chance to hear about the future. So I'm about to introduce an 11th grade student at Messina Central High School. He is active in a number of extracurricular activities, including sports, chorus, music, and drama. This young man is a very talented person. He doesn't live directly in the downtown, however, his father actually does own an apartment building in the downtown core. Please welcome Spencer Beckstead.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start with a bit of my history. I have lived in Messina since I was born. I am now 16 and a junior at the high school. I participate on the boys varsity basketball team, coached by Mayor Courier. I've known him for quite a while, so we have a pretty good relationship. I take a class that requires a case study at the end of the year. And of course, my group somehow ended up with the mayor. He gave us the task to organize a PDF file with buildings from the downtown core, and it includes the address, a picture, and more information that business owners may need. This will allow prospective businessmen to make decisions in the downtown Messina enhancement process. We, of course, as he said, we own a business, my family owns a business on Water Street. It's an apartment building. And we've made many improvements on it in the past 6 years. We've paved, reconstructed foundation, we've installed flooring, windows, and a roof. If every property was treated like that, it would be way more attractive for downtown retailing. All the money that we put into it, that came out of it, we put right back into it. People my age would love the option to stay in Messina. We have the 3 rivers, beautiful nature scenes, and of course, family and friends. But we need a positive economic turn in order for that to happen. I personally have met with a Messina native living in New Jersey who is investing time and money into this vision for Messina. Please support the efforts we are making to rediscover Messina's possibilities. Thank you.
Okay, so we have one more speaker for you. Okay, we have some technical difficulties, barely.
Speak into the mic.
So we have one more speaker. Our final speaker has been a public servant here in Messina for 30 years, 27 of them in the police department, serving the last 21 of those as your chief of police. Then in 2014, he was elected as the 30th mayor of the village of Messina. During his tenure, a primary focus of his has been the downtown and the core of the community. Please welcome the Honorable Mayor of the Village of Messina, Timmy J. Courier.
Folks, you didn't just show up, you showed up in Messina style, so thank you very much. Good job. So good evening. It's really an honor to be joining you tonight. I have to begin tonight starting by saying tonight is our 26th wedding anniversary, my wife's and mine, so guys, just let me say, if in the future you'd start taking your wives to rallies on your anniversary and it works for you, make sure I get the credit. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Matt LeBeer. I'll tell you right now, I could have no better partner in local government than the Deputy Mayor. He does an incredible job for this community, but he does a lot of work for me. And oftentimes I say he takes a lot of complex issues and breaks them down for me to help me understand them so that we can move this community forward. So thank you to Matt LeBeer. I also want to thank our village board and our town council here in Messina, people that are public servants that work really hard for this community. We work well together. They understand the vision that this community has for itself and trying to implement it. So thank you to our trustees and our councilman and our supervisor. The bottom line is government should be a partner for growth and development, not a hindrance to it. So I also want to thank our speakers. What a great job they did articulating what the whole scene here in the downtown is, embracing our past, understanding where we came from and where we want to go. So thank you to all 3 speakers, Miriam, Toby, and Spencer. Great job. I'll tell you, if there's ever a doubt that this community's future is bright, when you have people like Spencer on your side working, you know your community's in good shape. So thanks to all of them. Friends, it's no secret this community has faced some challenges, but we know that Messina is moving forward. Now, I could list the many great things that are happening in this community, but tonight we're going to focus on the downtown core. And before we do that, I think it's important to understand the great history of this community slightly a little bit more. In 1798, when Amos Lay began surveying the lands here, I wonder if he envisioned the greatness that this community would achieve. I wonder if Calvin Hubbard, Stephen Reed, who built the first dam on the Grass River, who built the first mill on the Grass River, envisioned the greatness that this community would achieve. As we move Messina forward by diversifying our economy and rediscovering our downtown, by embracing our past to shape our future, it's important to remember that this community has evolved greatly over time. Originally, our economy here in Messina was based on the mills, on the rivers. Eventually, we became known for our medicinal springs, the Messina Springs. With that brought the tourism industry, the hotel industry, restaurants. Then we evolved into a manufacturing community with the building of the Pittsburgh Reduction Company, now Alcoa and Arconic, and the building of the Great Power Canal. And then eventually, of course, Reynolds came, General Motors came. Then we saw major infrastructure projects, likely the greatest engineering feats of our lifetime. The building of the Moses Power Dam and the Eisenhower Locks in the St. Lawrence Seaway. Incredible feats. We've experienced big radical wholesale changes in the economic backbone of this community. Our economic heritage is one of seizing opportunities, building big things together, and working together to make things of value for the rest of the world. We know how to work as a team, we get things done, and we are not afraid of challenges. This community has reinvented itself many times before and has always come out ahead. Now it's time for the next great wave of development here in Messina, and we know that we have the talent and skills and desire to find that and ride it into a grand future. We know a healthy downtown is the key to a strong and successful community. After 30 years of neglect, we're implementing plans and strategies to revitalize, regrow, and reinvent our downtown. We know the downtown core of our community is the heart of our community. So I'd ask you for just a minute to think of our community as a body. If you have a strong core and a strong heart, you have a healthy body. With vibrant downtown, including diverse commerce, residential housing, recreation, and entertainment, our core and our heart will be strong, and our community will be strong and healthy because of it. Take a look around, folks. Because of public-private partnerships this year, we are making nearly $3 million of investment on the Grass River riverbank. That's incredible investments for this community. Investments in commerce, residential, and recreation. Our core is stronger. The view where I'm standing, just looking across the street, whenever I get depressed, I come out on the town hall, I look across at that street, the development and the progress that's been made there. Our core is stronger. Take a look on Andrew Street. Nearly every single building in the downtown core is now occupied. Our core is stronger. Take a look across the street. The downtown theater is moving in the right direction. We're looking forward to them opening someday. Our core is stronger. Randy Peace made a great gift to Messina and worked with the town of Messina to relocate the museum here and has opened the Celine Philibert Culture Center. Our core is stronger. Next door, a state-funded teen clubhouse for kids that are at risk. A safe place for them to go after school. Our core is stronger. More than a dozen businesses have either opened in the downtown core or relocated here in the last 3 years. Our core is stronger. We have 1 gigabit available now in the high-speed internet available in the downtown. Our core is stronger. A key piece of our strategy has been to build strong relationships. That's been a top priority during my years as mayor, and I believe strongly that we're beginning to see the results of those relationships. Relationships with local entrepreneurs and business people. Relationships with investors. Relationships with our federal partners. Relationships with the governor's office and his team. No governor in the history of the state of New York has invested more in the North Country or in this community than this governor. Relationships with DENC, the Development Authority for the North Country, a strong, strong partner of ours. Relationships with the New York Power Authority. We've worked hard to rebuild that relationship, not tear it down. Our relationship with the RDC. Our relationships with the County IDA, the RVRDA, St. Lawrence County Planning Office, the town of Messina. We have strengthened those. We've worked to build relationships. The list goes on and on. By tearing down walls, removing barriers, and escaping the silos we once operated in, we're on the path of recovery and resurgence. Now look, as the Deputy Mayor said, we know we have a lot of work to do, and we're not going to forget that work that has to be done. But friends, look at our history, and you'll see that teamwork is a deep and abiding strength of our community. We understand the strength of working together, like we did to bring municipal electric power to this community. We have an excellent school system, one that's adopting a community schools model to better serve our students. We have a quality healthcare facility that provides top-notch medical care. We understand the power of inclusive groups, like our downtown coalition, for example. We've got baby boomers, Generation X, millennials from various backgrounds, all working together to improve Messina. We know how hard work together in groups, both large and small, confront challenges and seize opportunities. Now it's time to work with our partners and move Messina forward by reinventing our downtown, embracing our past to shape our future. We're working very hard to present an attractive application for the DRI to the Regional Economic Development Council. We hope we are successful, but even if we're not, look around. You'll see firsthand the successes that we're having. Entrepreneurs, business owners, developers, investors, customers, local government working together to reinvent the downtown. Enhanced by public-private partnerships, we can accelerate this success and bring to fruition project-ready ideas to make the downtown and core much stronger and Messina healthier. How can you help? By coming here tonight, you're helping. By completing the surveys that are here, you can help. Tell us your ideas. Get involved. Be a part of shaping our future. Help keep the narrative positive about Messina and the North Country. Even in our most challenging times, this is still an incredible place to live, raise a family, and to visit. Friends, don't let those who will tear us down lead the narrative. If you are here, you care, help us spread the news. What I often respond to people when they tell me negative things, and it's a paragraph that I love to state. Messina is a three-river community situated on the majestic St. Lawrence River. We're nestled perfectly between the Thousand Islands region and the Adirondacks, and we're on the doorstep to Canada. We have 4 major world-class attractions in the Robert Moses Power Dam, the Eisenhower Locks, the Eugene McCambry Nature Center, and the Robert Moses State Park. We're neighbors to the culturally rich Akwesasne territory and the casino, and we have affordable, reliable power and 1 gigabit high-speed internet access for business. Even with those great assets, the best one yet is our citizens, the people that work and live here. In closing, friends, this rally is one of many steps that we are taking on a long journey to rediscover our downtown as we move Messina forward. Come along with us on that journey. The story of Messina is a great one of challenges overcome, one of a storied past and incredible memories, one of development, progress, and success, one of diversity, inclusion, and acceptance, and one of great achievements. The story of Messina is still being written. Friends, someday our lives will pass in front of our eyes. Let's make it something worth watching. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Courier. All right, so that ends our official speakers. A few housekeeping notes. What can you do next? Well, our speakers, including the mayor, just touched upon it. You've already started doing what we need your help with by coming here tonight. We need your support in terms of getting the information out, talking with people about what you're seeing, what you're hearing, about the developments ongoing, and about what we're attempting to do. Show the pride that we all have and continue that positive vibe throughout the community. That is going to overtake any of the naysayers, anytime, every time. Also, the mayor mentioned the surveys. If you haven't already completed one, I know many of you did, please complete it. It's really short, but it helps us. It helps us gauge where we are in the work that we're doing behind the scenes, and it helps us make adjustments as needed. I encourage you, before you leave this evening, to stay around, talk to one another, walk around downtown, look at the businesses that have redone their facades, have done work inside, that have opened here, relocated here. Take a look and see how things are improving and how things are really developing in the downtown core. And last but not least, we do have one more request, if we may ask of you. We happen to have a very talented photographer here with us, and we really want to get a picture that kind of captures this moment, this evening. And somebody pointed out that it would look very impressive if we had it in front of the flag. So if you are interested in joining that picture, please proceed down to in front of the flag. We would love to have you all join in for that. And then when we're done with that picture, please stick around, talk to one another, talk to us. We would love to stay and converse about what is in the future for Messina.
Tell them to curb, right across.
Curb to curb, right across the flag. Thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate your support. Stay tuned.
Come on, everyone, let's get in front of the flag.
Can we get surveyed after tonight?
Yeah, we're going.
How's it going? Elijah, yes. No problem, no problem. Yep, 1340 WMSA, that was the conclusion.
You're just cheaters.
Ryan.
But you're looking at us.